As you conduct your review, be sure to discuss the results of each team member contribution. So we have to discuss their performance so we can conclude either there is any reason behind their performance if that performance is not according to our goal and not according to expectations. So address individual performance and sales results so employees understand how they can contribute and how they can improve their performance. When you address the areas of concern, such as low sales numbers, be sure to provide the opportunities for you and your team to collaborate on ways to improve. We have to give the margins, or we have to give a space in which they can improve their performance. So admire your team for both group and individual success and accomplishment. If one is performing well, we have to admire that person and we have to give rewards and other things like bonus or the promotions. Help your team collaborate on the strategies that can help them to improve various areas of their performance. They might negatively affect the achievement. So, what are their negative areas? We have to work on them. So, making sales and generating revenue requires both team and individual input. We must have to do individual work as well as we have to support the team. So help your team by establishing objectives that the entire team is responsible for together, because they have to work collectively as well as individually to achieve a single goal, along with the goals to support the individual improvement and the success. So give your team members the opportunity to evaluate themselves and give input how they feel about their work and contribution. If they are not feeling good in the environment, we have to improve the environment. While it's common for sales performance reviews to take place once during the year, scheduling regular performance review can help you to stay up to date on the current progress of your team. So we can easily add and update the performance of our employee. So provide opportunities for your team to learn new skills and develop weak skill sets to better perform on the job. Always we have to give the opportunities as well as the trainings towards our employee so they can polish their skills. Offer your guidance whenever your team needs it. In addition to evaluating your team's sales performance, your review needs to include opportunities for your team to evaluate and provide with the feedback. We are not giving the feedback that you are not performing well. Also, we have to give the opportunity of training or any guideline if they are needed. So schedule follow-up assessments where you can discuss progress and improvements your team is making. After the guidelines, we have to take a follow-up either over things or our trainings are working or not. So this can help you to address any new concern as soon as you notice them and reward achievements as your team completes project and important milestone. If they are improving, then we have to give them the rewards. Now the performance targets, business performance targets, also called the indicators, are the goals for specific area of your company. So we have to set the targets like 20% revenue, 30% revenue. So we have to set the targets. Your goal should be measurable so that you can achieve quantitative study of your progress. So how much or how which percentage they have achieved, so we can measure that. So KPIs targets help small business owners identify where their companies can improve the productivity and where they are standing. We are not fixing the KPIs. With time, we have to review our KPI and we have to improve the KPI. So select a merit that is relevant to your company's primary business operations. It must be easily measurable so we can analyze the performance and percentage of our achievement. Once you have decided and indicated to measure, you should set specific goals of your employee to meet. So we have to give a pathway and the scenario through which they can achieve that KPI. So KPI you choose must be central factor in the company's success or failure, so that KPIs aligns with your goal of the company. So continue performing your KPI targets at regular intervals. So we have to update our KPIs according to our goals and according to our scenarios. If conditions change rapidly in your industry, you may need to revisit your goals quarterly, and then we have to the KPI review. So we, if our company is making changes, so we have to update our KPIs. Now, customer feedback and its review. We have to collect the customer feedback and we have to review. We have to update things according to our customers' feedback. So, customer feedback is information your business receive directly from the customers who are utilizing your products or services. So, they are giving us the feedback, or they are giving us the points through which we can improve our performance. So, they are informing you about their experience and satisfaction levels regarding to your product and service. So, customer feedback is important because we are dealing with the customers, and if the customer is satisfied, that means we are on the positive side of our goal. So customer feedback is important for future product development, improve the customer experience and overall customer satisfaction level. So if they are demanding about the new features or new things must be added in our product, we have to do so, so we can make them more satisfied customers. So we can collect the feedback from the customer by using any mean, like we can collect their feedback by using the email, website, social media, etc. Any platform can be used to collect the feedback. Now, these are the steps through which we can review the customer feedback. First thing is that we have to collect the data. That data can be collected by any mean. Now we have to determine how to categorize the feedback. Like we have to collect the positive reviews, the negative reviews, and in negative reviews, which features are the negative features, which features are the positive features. So we have to make categories about that feedback. So a general rule that can apply you to help you to make sense of the customer feedback is to group it by the type of feedback. That feedback can be sorted according to the features of our product, like the camera, the quality of voice, the recording, the display. So different features can be collected, and then according to the feature about camera, how much the positive comments and what are their plus points and what are their negative points. So we have to make a grouping, and then we have to uh, react, or we have to update our product according to that feedback. So type of feedback may include usability issues, new feature request, bug, user education issues, price or billing issues. Common positive, I love your product, and common negative is I hate your product, in which they have not mentioned the reason. So we have to categorize our feedback according to these types. Now, repeat sale. Repeat sales are the purchase that customer make to replace the same item or service that they had bought and consumed previously. So that means they are much satisfied and they need the same product rapidly. So repeat sales is an example of brand reliability. If a customer is happy with a particular brand of the shampoo, for example, they may purchase the same product or another related product of the same brand. So that is a repeat sale, may be called the replacement sale or repurchase. That's mean the customer is satisfied person. So concentrating on the customer retaining and encouraging repeat customers creates a long lasting profitable relationship which can turn into the boost sale. So we can offer the discounts when they are repeating the sales, or they are repurchasing from us, or that person customer is a loyal person. We have to give the loyalty points to that customers, so we can may boost our sales. A business or individual can measure the repeat sales and repeat purchase by calculating a repeat purchase rate, which is the percentage of a company or brand's customers who return to make another purchase. Then we have to give opportunities according to their percentage. Now, there are a number of strategies that e-commerce companies may employ to help ensure that the new customer become the repeat customers. By applying these strategies, we can make the customer a loyal customer, create a reward program that rewards customers for the repeat purchase. That can be a reward point, or that can be discount. use recommendations from the repeat customer to get new customers. So we can request them to add the comments about our service or about our product, engage repeat customer as brand advocates by having item interact. We can send them over items and we can utilize that customer. They can answer the questions from the customers by any medium, social media platform, company website, email, telephone, etc. So we can utilize that person inside our company sale boosting. So enlist the repeat customers to provide the recommendation, offer discounts for previously sales items. So through which we can, these are the points through which we can boost our sale as well as we can make our customers loyal. Now, how we can analyze data on employee performance. What is the employee performance? We have discussed that one of the biggest fears of companies going remote is being able to manage the employee because we are not physically dealing with them. They are the remote employees. So we have to manage their performance, their productivity, and their efficiency. So although many believe that a warm body in an office is a good way to measure and analyze the employee performance, truly it means very little because we have to see their quality of work. Either they are doing work remotely. So, as a remote worker, it's much harder to hide your non productivity because they can show their worth only through the work. So, in an office, you can do absolutely nothing but appear very busy. So, not so remotely, you must show the results or you get caught. So, we have to show the results when we are a remote employee. So in remote environment, it is bit easier to manage those results because you are not distracted by the amount of time somebody appears to be working at their desk or talking with their colleagues. So they are utilizing their work at their best. So most remote organizations are results oriented because they are not wasting their times. So time does not matter, getting things done matters a lot. So ways to measure the employee performance, we can use these ways, calendaring tools, matrices.
Miss Sana,
Yes.
are we solely just prioritizing the employees who work on remote basis, or is it like the physical appearance as well, like the physical presence?
They are like we are hiring the person who is committed to us to complete any task within 1 week. Either he or she is communicating or not. That is one sort of remote employee, and another is that we are conducting the meeting and they are participating or they are joining from home. Different companies have different sort of environment in which the remote employees can work.
Oh,
Okay, so these are the tools through which our techniques are ways through which we can analyze the employee performance, calendaring tools, matrices, check-ins, work quality, and client satisfactions. We have a brief idea about that. Now we will go through these tools. Calendaring tools make it possible to plan, track, and complete the goals. We have made a calendar in which we are marking the activities as well as their completion time and how much task they have completed. So in the last or on the annual basis or on the quarterly basis, we can analyze and we can go through review the calendar and we can be summarize that how much work is done by that employee. So these type of tools allow teams to get set goals, make plans, create strategies, manage timelines, and check off the task. So because they are setting their points or their task according to the calendar and according to the date, so it is easy to overcome and look these things. Each team has established the matrices of what can be completed in a certain amount of time. So have set the goals are the quality of the work. So although team consistently try to improve these matrices, it's easy to see when someone falls below what is established. So they have set a standard. If they are not able to complete that standard, they have to improve their work quality and they can analyze that they are not at a right way. So they have to revisit their um, capability or revisit their strategy. Check-ins are team meetings provide managers with an opportunity to hear directly from the staff persons or from the employee. So they have to make a communication with the employee so they can um, uh, access or they can communicate with them how much they have done and how much is pending. Is there any issue? Is any guideline needed? Any training is needed? So through meetings, team focus on the progress they have made, plans they have over a set period of time, and any problem or issue they are delaying the progress, so they can sort out these afterward. Work quality, as in any results oriented environment, work quality is essential. We are not only completing our task, that work should be qualitative work and that must be accurate work. So successful organization are big supporters of quality work being an indicator of staff performance. Not only we are calculating the task done by a member, we are also seeing either that task was accurate or not. When focus on the work quality, employers need to see that work is getting done and projects are being completed while also meeting the exceeding quality standards. So we are not only checking the timelines and the completion, also we have to check the accuracy of the work. Client satisfaction. Client satisfaction is a big indicator because clients are much important in any organization. And if any client is satisfied with an person or a sale representative, that means that person is doing their work, that person is good in their work. So client satisfaction is big indicator for most companies that things are going smoothly, or and there are problems that exist. If clients are not satisfied, we can analyze that there are some issues. So relying on the happiness of their client is an integral part of how companies analyze the employee performance, as stated by a person. If customers are happy, we are going what we are supposed to be going. So that is a positive sign. Statistical analysis of a job performance. We can use different formulas and different calculations to check the performance. So, according to the data management and statistical analysis professionals, like database system analyzes job performance data must be clearly defined and discussed with the employee if the data is to have any value of analysis or help to further your business goals. So we are not only concluding the work, also we have to make communication and make the discussion with our employees. As a small business owner, you can use a spreadsheet program to report the job performance. We can make the graphs. We can use different other calculations and the things highlighting the areas of concern. So we, as a small business, we can use the Excel sheets, and now if we are from medium to high range business organization, we can use different database management, other tools. So we can make the reports and then compile these reports together to analyze the group of employees or a single employee progress over time. We can see the charts and other things. Quantifying the data before job performance can be analyzed statistically. The information must be quantified. We have to make the measurable things. So do this breaking down the performance into a series of key performance areas and assign a numerical value to these areas so we can measure the performance. For example, customer service could be one key performance area with a score 1 to 5. So we are assigning the numerical values to each key pointer, and that can be set as 1 to 5, between 1 to 5 for good or bad service. So a score 1 would represent poor customer, and while a score 5 indicate the superior service. So document the definition of each key performance area so it can be referred to each time a job performance review is conducted, and we can represent in a proper way and we can measure the performance of our employee. Clarifying definition and objective. Most employees would not fully understand how key performance areas affect a business overall success until you discuss it with them. We have to discuss goals and their individual participation in that goal. So discuss the definition and objective for each key performance area in detail with every employee, because every employee is important and their individual work is also a part of our objective and our goal. For example, if your definition of superior customer service is not understood by your employee, they will be working towards different goals than you expect of them. So we have to tell them how much positive feedback is required to be a superior customer service, to get a superior customer satisfaction service. So hold the same discussion with the manager or the supervisor if they are conducting performance reviews on your behalf. So everything must be clear to the employee as well as the observer. Now, compiling the data for small business, a basic spreadsheet program like the Excel is enough to record the key performance areas, and then we can compile and analyze by making different charts or making different illustrations. So, Excel, for example, has a consolidated feature located in a data tool group of a data tab that can pull data from a multiple worksheet to create a summary report. So Excel has a feature we can compare and analyze the performance of different years. So as with any set of data, the more information you have gathered, the more accurate your analysis will be. A single set of reports from 20 employees can be used to compare scores based on a job titles, years of experience, or wages. So we can compare the data from the different reports and from different files. To analyze a single employee performance data, you need a year's worth of data, assuming that you conduct reviews on a quarterly basis. So we are gathering the data from different sources and then we are compiling the data and for the analyze to analyze, so we can analyze the data. If you conduct review on the monthly basis, you may be able to identify trends after the 6 months. No, that is another calculation tool, average and standard deviations. For a useful way of statistically analyzing the job performance data, look at the average for every key performance area. So to calculate the average, simply add up all the scores for any key performance area and divide the total by number of reports you have. So we can set a criteria in organization, what is the average value of any key performance. So knowing this average allow you to quickly determine which employee performance is on average, above average, or below average. If you are analyzing data from a large number of reports, calculating the standard deviation in a range of data can help you to vet out small um, variances. So we are setting a mean value, and then standard deviation can judge how much a person is far from that mean value. So however, standard variation may not be useful unless you have a large number of employees. If we have 10 or 20 employees, the average is enough, but if we have the hundreds of employees, then we have to apply the standard deviation. Large number of employees are several years worth of reports for each employee. So most spreadsheet have the function to automatically calculate an average and standard deviation. Only we have to give the range and the data in that formula. So in Excel, we can use the average and standard deviation functions, and only we have to provide the range at the cell addresses, and automatically we can calculate that data. Now, the next one is charting the data, a graphical view of any data. So using charts is a helpful way to identify the trends and differences in a job performance. For example, to instantly compare one department performance to another, we can use a bar chart in which we can compare which is on the higher level and which is on the lower level. So which each bar representing the different departments' total or average scores in any key performance area. So a line chart is useful to illustrate the progress of a single employee over the time that can fluctuate after different intervals. So we can check either the interval, the performance is going towards the high value or towards the low value. Examine the line chart with an employee during a review may help you both to identify the cause of the trends in the performance. So most spreadsheet programs like Excel, OpenOffice, and Google Docs let you create the charts directly from the spreadsheet. Is there any issue?
No, miss.
Okay, take care. Have a
Uh,
nice.
No, miss, it's all clear.
Okay.